Well, hey, Pipers. Welcome back to the Bass Piper channel. How's everybody doing today? Adjust this camera just a bit. I told you I was going to be coming on and this week, but like everything else that happens in life, you get sidetracked and other things come up. But I did want to do a review, a little quick review, and talk about some other things as well with my new Eric Weaver Sea Smokes pipe that I purchased from him. I don't know if y'all can see that. And I don't know how the grain, there you go, grain showing up pretty good there. Turn that around. See the plateau in the back of the shank there. And a German ebony stem that he did great work on. Of course, I got a softy bit on that. But in it, smoking some Boswell's chocolate cream, Boswell's chocolate cream from 2019. And if you haven't tried Boswell's tobaccos, guys, I know a lot of you probably have, but if you haven't, if you're a new pipe smoker, you need to check his tobaccos out. There's usually nothing bad with Boswell's tobaccos. Now, I know everybody's got different taste buds, but you usually can't find nothing really seriously wrong going with aromatics or his English blends. And this, I decided to dedicate my Eric Weaver to chocolate aromatics, which encompasses Boswell's chocolate cream, Boswell's cupcake, Wilkie Sabrog 71st Street, and the Country Squire tobacco de chocolate. But I'm gonna tell you guys, I know there's a lot of pipe makers out there and a lot of good ones. And I haven't had a chance to own some of the other artisans out there. But I'm gonna tell you, this Eric Weaver pipe is not only a beautiful pipe, but the draw on this is unbelievable. I mean, Eric does a fine job with building and the draft hole, and all of that lining up. And this is my second bowl in this pipe. I smoked it, I did its maiden voyage the other day that I thought I was going to be able to do the video on, but it didn't work out. So, and I smoked some Wilkie Sabrog 71st Street in it. And man, the first thing I noticed is, wow, man, the draw is unbelievable. Very nice. I mean, you barely have to draw at all. Just a more wide open draw. And like I said, the aesthetics of this pipe and everything is just spot on. And just a beautiful pipe, well-made pipe. And can't say enough about old Eric Weaver. Now, this is the first pipe I've owned from him, and I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be getting me some more. So, Eric, if you're watching this video, as soon as I can get the as soon as I can get the credit card down a little bit, and Mama don't beat me up, I'm gonna look at a few more of your pipes, buddy. I want to get one of uh, J Montone pipes, and I want to get. I might even look at a LCS London Calling Simon. But trying to keep this going, guys. It's the fun part about making a video, smoking and talking all at the same time. Um, but well, this pipe, I recommend anybody that does not own an Eric Weaver to go out there, pull the trigger, and at least buy one of them. See what you think. I think you're gonna fall in love with them. He makes some great pipes, and I texted him back to see if he would make, or does he get into making any tampers, because that would be cool to have the tamper either coming off like the stem or even like a nice piece of wood with grain. That would be cool to have a nice little a tamper. But Eric says right now he stays so busy with pipes that the tampers, they're small stuff, but it just takes more time, and I can understand that. But if you ever do, Eric, that would be pretty cool to have yourself where you just gotta, or if there was a way you could do it economically, or even if you had to raise the price on your pipe a few dollars. Make a pipe and tamper a little set, or when you buy a pipe, you get a tamper to match or something, you know. But hey, you got to do what you got to do for your business. But that would be cool to have that little matching tamper to go with your pipe. But the pipe keeps going out. Also, I wanted to touch base. Also, again, and revisit a question that was brought up to me a while back, and I failed to do it. I had touched on this a while back in one of my videos. And that is on filtered pipes, charcoal filter pipes, or what I thought about charcoal filters. And by the way, before I forget, I had one of my subscribers comment maybe about 3 or 4 videos back, and I failed to mention this, but I thought it was funny. But I guess he does have a point. He said, "Bass Piper," he said, "you got good videos, but you make me seasick rocking in your chair." I should have named, I know you've heard me say this before, those that follow me, back with some of my earlier videos, but I should have named my channel Rockin' Chair Piper. Because I have been rocking since I came out of my mother's womb. That's just a fact. I rocked when I go to somebody's house. If I'm over to a friend's house or whatever, we go over to my mother-in-law's house or whatever, I always grab, and they'll tell you, I look for the rocking chairs. I've been one that can't keep still. In my house, I've got, I believe, 4 rocking chairs. Recliners, rockers, regular rockers. Outside here in my garage, I got 2 rockers and 2 swingers. Let me show you what I mean by a swinger. Whoop, hold on guys. I hit the stand. Now, excuse the mess in the garage because I still got stuff from Mom and Dad's place we're still going through, so everything's all junked up. Every time I clean this garage, it doesn't take long to get it screwed up again. So, but here's what I meant by that's a swinger. And over there where that junk is, if you can see it, that's a swinger too. These are made to go outside. They hang on chains, you know, and you just swing it back and forth in them. But they are, let me get back in here and get everything settled here without knocking everything all over the place. I may have gone a little farther back. How about that? There we go. What I've been rocking since I was a kid. So, I apologize if it bothers some people. I try not to rock as fast. I get going in the videos, and before long, I'm burning up about 75 miles an hour in a rocking chair. But anyway, back to the charcoal filters. I've been seeing a couple of videos with guys trying out the filters and things like that. And let me just reiterate what I said about my experience with them. Now, I'm talking about charcoal filters, and I'm smoking a non-filtered pipe. So, Base Piper smokes both. I remember when I made a video a while back, I told you, I said I talked to J.M. Boswell about that, and I wanted him to make me a couple of 9mm, and he did. J.M. don't make a lot. I wish he would, but for whatever reason, he don't. I think he used to years ago, but he stopped. So if you want one from J.M., you may have to call and have it commissioned or whatever. I know I did. And he was gracious and nice to make me a couple of them. Actually, they were actually almost replicas of the 2 pipes that I liked on a Monday night sale, but I wasn't going to get into the MMA wrestling match at 8 o'clock trying to grab one. So what Base Piper does is when it comes on at 5 o'clock on Instagram and they show those about 10 of those pipes that they're going to have on Monday nights, I can't see the other 10, you know, or whatever. He said Rachel will put on, or whoever puts on those few that they're going to show. If there's one that I like, I snap a picture of it. And then when it's all said and done, or if I ride down there like I'm going down there this summer, I'll take him the picture and go, you remember this on a Monday night? Can you make me one of those and make it in a 9mm? How much will it cost? So anyway, the filters, guys, I like the filters. I don't have a problem either way. I know there's some people that are, you know, they're used to smoking with no filter, and that's fine. You know, it's all in what you want to do, but the filters, as you heard me say in one video I did about filters, that is the safest way, health-wise, to smoke a pipe. Now, JM will tell you, if you don't inhale, you don't need a filter. And that's true when you're dealing with your lungs and stuff, because you don't, if you smoke it right, you don't inhale it, right? But you see, when you do smoke, where's all the smoke going? It's going in your mouth, right? And you blow it back out, or you retrohale. So if you're looking for something, I know a lot of guys, you'll sit there and use the filters for tongue bite and all that, and I get that. Some have more sensitive tongues, and it's just a matter of learning how to draw right and not chooch it, where especially if you got Virginias and other things that are burned real hot with high sugar content. But with the charcoal filters, it takes out about 70 to 80%, depending on who you read behind. Let's just round it off to 75%, 78%, whatever, of tar and nicotine. Well, naturally, when you take the tar and nicotine, especially the nicotine and stuff out of that, then you're going to lose the flavor that you're used to having in a non-filtered pipe. The other thing you got to adjust to, you got to remember, you got to give yourself time for this. You're gonna see a little bit difference in your taste, and you got to learn to draw different. With this pipe here, you just basically hold the pipe out like this and come on, and it'll draw for you, And that's why I try to sip, but when you transfer over, you're used to pulling a bit more draw, so you got more smoke coming in, so you got to rechange it and just sip it. And my pipe keeps going out. And it's not wet tobacco, but I'm just talking. So here again, I'm going to put my pipe down so that I can get through this video. It's already 16 minutes. But the thing you got to realize is like anything else. You got to use it for a little while. You can't just smoke 2 bowls with a filter and go, oh, the heck with it, because you really haven't made any kind of an assumption on it. You've just got ticked off with it. Yeah, I don't like the taste. I don't like that. Well, everything sometimes it has to grow. Like some of us when we were kids, we didn't like broccoli when we first tried it, and now we have broccoli when we eat all the time, or whatever. You don't like spinach, but you end up liking spinach. You don't like certain things, but the more you do it, the more you get accustomed to it, and you build your palate to that. Same thing with filters, and you have to learn to draw differently. It's a little bit tighter, well, naturally, because you got a filter in there, and the smoke's got to travel through while it's taking out all the tars and the nicotine. That just makes sense. But you do have a healthier smoke coming into your mouth, and so. Naturally, you've heard me say, cleaner air coming in or smoke coming in, cleaner smoke blowing out for secondhand smoke. Healthier going in, healthier going out. But you got to give it a chance. And I'll tell you, your 6 millimeters are going to be a little bit more restrictive than your 9 millimeter. Just common sense, and I'm using this as an illustration, but you got a 9 millimeter like that, but you got a 6 millimeter like that. So it's going to be a little bit different, but you got to give it time to adjust. Then make your determination. And if you still don't like them, okay, at least you've given it a fair shot. Don't throw in the towel too fast on them. And if you're looking, like I said, for the healthiest way to smoke anything, I don't care what, you put a filter on it, but put a charcoal filter with it. Not the paper, not the balsa, the charcoal. Well, why do you say that, bass piper? Because doing the research that I've done, and some of y'all probably have too, if it's good enough for biochemical warfare, guys, for masks in war to keep you safe and breathing chemicals and the toxic stuff, then it's good enough for your. It's plenty good for your pipe. And so, in fact, I made a comment on one of the Piper's videos. I can't remember who it was, a couple of weeks ago. And by the time I finished my comment and I sent it, YouTube wiped it out. Wiped it out. And the reason why they wiped it out, is the only thing I can figure, is I said in there, I typed the same thing I just told you. If it's good for chemical warfare, and as soon as I said that, oh man, the algorithms must have picked that up. And as soon as I went to send, and all I was doing was making the same illustration I'm doing now. Just saying, if it's good for that, it's good for pipes. So, I'm telling you, man, we got to do something with this First Amendment garbage and this woke generation. That's for another video. But this is getting absolutely crazy and stupid. And so Anyway, filtered pipes, filters are good and can be good. You just got to give them time, get adjusted to them, play with them a little bit. 6 millimeter, 9 millimeter. Hey, the other cool thing that I found out, in case you haven't tried it, if you've got any corncob pipes, Missouri Meerschaum corncob pipes, they are great for that. The Savinelli 6 millimeter, and the Savinelli, I know fit well in them because I've smoked a couple of my corn cobs with them and they do great. You can take that old Medico paper thing and toss that in the trash. That's like rolling up a piece of notebook paper and sticking it in it. But it's you take the little Savinelli 6 millimeters, put them in there, put them together, and there you go. They'll work. Now I can't talk about any other 6 millimeter, the white elephant or all that. I don't know. I don't have those to fit in there, but I know the Savinellis will, so you can use them in your filtered corn cobs. So, but anyway, I hope that's a help. It's 21 minutes. Good night. Time flies. But I hope that helps you guys with the filters, charcoal filters, and that's Bass Piper's belly button opinion. You know, we all got one, and so, but you got to do you, and works for you. I do me, and I mean it's all good. But I like the filters. I was told by a doctor about a year and a half or so ago. Now listen to this of what was said, and take it for what it's worth. It came from a doctor. He said the thing about getting mouth cancers or lip cancers and things like that, he says, I go every couple of years and listen to pathologists talk. And we sit in meetings to get our extra continuing, I guess, credits, educational credits and things like that. So you got to understand what a pathologist is if you don't. Pathologists are known as doctors, a doctor's doctor. They're probably the top end of the medical doctor field. Okay, they're the ones that do the research for the cancers and read the X-rays and all this kind of stuff, and they I guess have another extra level of education above the doctor or whatever. But when doctors get stuck on something, they end up sometimes having to really go to the pathologist, and they come find out that your lip cancers and your mouth cancers that they once thought at one time was coming from that of tobacco is not coming from tobacco. The problem is you have to go back and recheck your sexual escapades when you were a young man or a young woman because they're finding out it's coming from the HPV virus that you may have dormant in you or has now gone undormant and has provided cancer in your mouth and in your body. Now, I can tell you from a young man that I know, a good friend of mine that sang in our quartet years ago. He sang baritone for us. He started having problems. Went to the doctor and ended up with stage 2 throat cancer. Throat cancer, he never smoked, or if he did, it might have been when he was a teenager, maybe tried a cigarette or whatever, like most people do. But it came from HPV. He didn't realize he started having problems with his teeth and stuff, and a couple of teeth he let go for a while, didn't get fixed, and then all of a sudden, the throat cancer, and it trailed in into some of his lymph nodes. But they said, here's the thing about the HPV virus as well, from what I understand. HPV cancer is a lot different than a regular cancer. Well, what do you mean? Well, a regular throat cancer coming from, let's say, smoking cigarettes or smoking or whatever, or just environmental, whatever, versus an HPV throat cancer is rated different on the scales. The stages. So he was at a stage 2. Had it been regular cancer, he'd have been at a stage 4. So evidently HPV viruses or cancers must grow slower. Can HPV cancers kill you? Well, yeah, like anything else if you don't get a check on it. But I said all that to say this. Most of your lip and mouth stuff, from what I'm hearing, okay, and from getting it from a doctor's advice, okay? All doctors will probably vary. You got one doctor that'll say, yep, you're fine, you're good to go. The other one goes, no, that's a two-stepper. You'll drop dead in 2 steps. Everybody, the medical field can't even agree on anything. But, from what I understand, they're finding out that a lot of the mouth cancers and lip cancers and stuff like that. Now, it doesn't mean if you smoke cigars and have the leaf resting on your lips, forever and a day, and you're, smoking, 5, 6, and 10 cigars a day, that it won't do something to your lip. But as far as just drawing in smoke and puffing it back out, like for the pipe, it's not so much the tobacco, it's the HPV virus. So take it for what it's worth. But anyway, if you want to use in the safest way, like Base Piper said, use a charcoal filter. If you're looking for health reasons, okay? And if you're looking for tongue bite, if you got some tobaccos that it's just burning you up with your tongue, you can use a filter. And if you don't want to use a filter any other time with any other tobaccos, that's your choice. But anyway, hope it was helpful, guys. And hey, don't forget, stop by Eric Weaver's channel and all on YouTube. And also check out his Etsy store for his pipes. This dude, his guy, he makes some good stuff and beautiful pipes and beautiful smoking pipes. So I know I've been plugging Eric here for the last couple of videos, but I tell you, he ain't paying me nothing, and I didn't get this free, okay? But I'm just telling you that he does great work. And if you've never owned an Eric Weaver Sea Smokes Pipes and Pottery, go by and check him out. You won't be disappointed. All right, guys, it's 27 minutes. So I'm going to finish this off and get off of here and see how long it takes forever to try to get this uploaded before it goes out. But anyway, guys, y'all have a great weekend. And listen, happy Easter to you. I hope you have a great Easter tomorrow. And don't forget to reflect on what Easter means. And if you're a Christian, we celebrate the resurrection of our Lord Jesus Christ. And that is one of the most important days of the whole year, other than Christmas, at his birth. But I tell you, the resurrection, we now know that those of us that are saved and know that we've accepted Christ as our Savior, we're on our way to heaven no matter what happens to us down here and when we check out from this earth. The Bible tells us that to be absent from our body is to be present with the Lord. And it's all due to the death, burial, and the resurrection, that he overcome death. And as he overcome death, he says in his word, we shall overcome death as well. Those of us that know him. There's going to be 2 resurrections. The first one for all the Christians. The second one for everyone else that does not accept Christ. And that will come right before the great white throne judgment in the end. You don't want to be in that one. That's not the wise choice. Be in the first resurrection. Amen. And so, listen, Bass Piper will talk with you later. Relax, grab a pipe, and don't forget, reflect. Good weekend to do it on all the blessings God has given you. Happy Easter, guys. We'll talk with you later. Bye-bye.